Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. We are going to be doing a good old-fashioned drugstore haul. I have a ton of new products from both Ulta and Target. I've kind of been accumulating them over the course of time, and I actually filmed a first impressions get ready with me style video today using a bunch of these products. So many of them are open because I used them for the first time on camera today to create this look. Now I have had this on for a couple hours now, so it might be looking a little bit less than perfect. And we are also, this is the first video I am filming in this new background. I feel like I'm like switching my backgrounds up. I always have been switching my backgrounds up on you guys for like the length of my channel. But I wanted something that just felt like a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more like casual. If I'm doing like a get ready with me, which I do plan to do more on my channel, then I will do it in front of my vanity. But this is like my little nook in my office with my circular chair that I like to sit in, read, relax, and I don't know, you guys, you'll have to let me know what you think of this background based on, like, I have some videos pre-filmed and I'm not sure the order that things will be going up. You may see this background and then my old background and like bounce back and forth for a little bit, but I think I like it, and it's just like a comfy place to sit and film. So I hope that you guys like it too, but definitely give me your feedback. But I have a full bag of products here to haul for you guys today, and I actually do have another haul coming, like my what am I thinking, my August haul is also coming. So I have two hauls this month. Woo baby. But I did have some points to spend at Ulta, and it had been so long since I had purchased drugstore makeup. I wanted to try some things that I've had my eye on for a while, and Target was running a spend $20 in beauty, get a free $5 gift card, so I did that like 3 times. That's just my truth. So anyway, you guys, if you're interested in seeing the items that I have recently hauled that are more on the affordable side / drugstore side, stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave today. I do post a minimum of 4 times a week, and I personally love project panning. I obviously love haul videos. I like to just talk about makeup, you guys. So if you too like to talk about makeup and be goofy, then I think that this channel would be a good fit for you, and I would love if you would subscribe before moving on. But other than that, let's just jump into the video. Alright you guys, so jumping right in, I have just a mixed bag of stuff, and I'm not going to go in any particular order other than like what I reached for first. Ooh, I think I have one product that I need to go grab in a minute. But let's start with this. So this is from Moon, and if you guys have not heard of Moon, it is Kylie Jenner's basically oral care line. And I recently, you guys know, if you're not new to my channel, I mentioned a couple of times, my favorite podcast of all time is called The Skinny Confidential, and Lauren Everett's is like truly like my mentor. I absolutely am, now I don't want to say obsessed with her because like that's unhealthy, but like I just really look up to her. She is like just the definition of a boss. She is so open and honest too about struggles. In fact, she recently opened up about a hormone imbalance struggle she was having, and it finally gave me the courage that I have been needing to finally, after like 5 years of having a child, go see a doctor, because I have not been feeling like my previous self. So I just really look up to her. I really I'm inspired by her. This has literally nothing to do with her other than the fact that she had on, I forget the name of the gentleman who helped Kylie Jenner create this brand. He also did the branding for Sunbum, and their podcast, they have the most amazing guests on, and it's truly like one of the most inspiring podcasts. I listen to them every freaking day that I'm getting ready when there's a new podcast. So anyway, I've been really interested in trying Moon ever since they had that guest on their podcast, and I currently have their toothpaste, which I've actually really been enjoying, and shockingly enough, my husband has like really been enjoying it too. He even requested that I like rebuy that specific toothpaste. So I decided to pick up their alcohol-free activated charcoal whitening mouth rinse. This is fluoride free. I like the whole aesthetic of the brand, and honestly, based on that podcast, that was kind of what they were going for. The whole idea is like it's aesthetically pleasing to your eye when you walk by it on the shelves. And I feel like this is just something that like can sit in your bathroom without just looking like boring old toothpaste. You know what I mean? So I have not tried this yet, but I am really excited. I will come back and give you guys my full thoughts after using these products for 4 to 6 weeks. I will do a follow-up haul. On my face today, I have both of these palettes. I picked these up from Essence. I hear Andrea Mattiliano and Kelly Gooch rave about these all of the time. I have the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter as well as the Essence Sun Matte Bronzing Powder Palette. I actually really like the variety of shades in the bronzer palette specifically. I just think it's a really nice like neutral with just a hint of warmth palette. First impression after using this today, I'm not 100% sold on it. It is a little bit powdery and I feel like it does kind of sit on the face. I kind of feel the same way about the highlighting palette off first impressions, but first impressions are first impressions. They can always change. So I will be excited to continue to test these and give you guys my thoughts down the road. I also picked up some, what else did I get? I have this from Maybelline. This was just like a spur of the moment grab. This is the Maybelline Cheek Heat Sheer Gel Cream Blush. And I have been getting really into cream and liquid products lately, specifically, well, bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I just wanted to try a drugstore option and I thought that this would be a really fun one to test out. It just caught my attention. And then speaking of cream slash liquid blushes, where is it? I used it on my cheekaroos today and now of course I can't find it. What the heck? Oh, here it is. There is this new one from Milani, and you guys, I off first impressions am like really wanting to go back to Ulta today and pick up some more. Now I'm not going to, but this is the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush, and I got mine in the shade 150 Wine Glow. This too has a very unique consistency. It does have a gel-like consistency, and this can really be sheared out on the cheeks, or you can build it up to be a little bit more pigmented. It does offer a really beautiful glow to the cheeks. I did end up setting mine with a powder so that I could more easily apply the other powder products that I have, but I think if you were going for an all cream or liquid look, this would be so beautiful. So I'm really excited to continue to use that. I did pick up one brush. I just wanted to try. I haven't tried any of Essence brushes, so I picked up their eye blender brush. We'll see how this goes. From The Ordinary, you guys, I finally picked this up. I'm gonna use this tonight. I'm really nervous, but also really excited, but I've been wanting to try this for so long. This is the AHA 30% plus BHA 2% mask. This is like the vampire one that's like all over TikTok that people like burn their faces on, so I'm really nervous. This is what it looks like, and I'm really excited to test this out. It says it's a 10-minute exfoliating facial, and I'm hoping that this works really well for me. I'm still going through my Ulla Henriksen baby fat facial, which I do really enjoy, but I would love a much less expensive alternative, and I believe this was under $8. So I'll report back, you guys. I am very, very nervous about using that. I did end up picking up 4 eyeliners, and ironically 3 of them are like in the purple family. So I've been wanting to try a Pixie eyeliner for a really long time, so I've decided to pick up their Endless Silky Eye Pen in the shade Brightening Lilac. I just thought that this looked like a really, really pretty shade. I actually created a look earlier today with the Kaleidos Escape Pod, and I used this in my waterline. Wasn't uber impressed off the bat, and I feel like sometimes with lighter colored eyeliners, I really struggle to get them to build up in my waterline. So maybe if I had gone with a darker shade, I would have been more impressed, but off first impressions, I wasn't too impressed with that. And then from NYX, I have 2 of their, I think these are new, you guys. These are their Epic Wear liner sticks, and I got mine in these shades Periwinkle Pop. I don't feel like ripping the plastic off right now, as well as Dusty Mauve. I have really been wanting to expand my like colorful eyeliner selection, even though I feel like rather than getting 3 purples, I maybe could have gone for like a purple, a blue, and like a green. I do have some greens, but we'll see how those NYX one goes. If they stay in the waterline, I definitely would be interested in picking up more of them. And then I repurchased, this is a repurchase. I used to own this in the past. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in 604 Milk. Do you guys remember when this was like all the rage like 5 years ago? I just really wanted to pick this up to lay down as a white base in case I really wanted to make a specific eyeshadow pop. I feel like recently, as I've played around with colors more, there have been instances where I've really wanted a white eyeliner for my lid, and I really haven't had that, so I really wanted to pick that back up again, so I did. Also from Essence, I've been curious about this ever since the Taylor from The Taylor. I don't know, she might have changed her YouTube name, but I believe this is the primer that she recommended to Jessica Bruin when those two did a collab, and this is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Primer. I actually used to be a huge fan of the foundation, but the shade range just like was tiny, and also I couldn't find a great shade match for me. But I am really excited to give this primer a try. This is their Healthy Glow Pore Minimizing Effect primer. So really excited about this. You guys know I love primers. I love testing new primers. So truly, I just couldn't resist. You guys, I am ridiculous. Like ever since I lifted my restrictions from my low buy, but I've been having a lot of fun with my channel this year and testing out new stuff. And I mentioned this in a previous video, but I don't buy makeup if I have to use a credit card, so I'm not going into debt buying makeup. Just throwing it out there again, because I feel like my hauls lately have been a little bit ridiculous. But I had heard that these lifter glosses from Maybelline were a dupe for the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and I'm working on a video about like splurge or save, something like along those lines, like testing out dupes. Like would I personally buy the dupe, or like just would I splurge for the whatever? I'm not making any sense. So I obviously had to buy 4 of them just to know. So I ended up buying the shades Pearl, which I thought looked kind of like Diamond Milk. And then I bought the shade Ice, which really doesn't have any shimmer in this at all. Maybe it does and I'm just delusional. Also Moon, which I thought looked kind of like Fussy, and then Topaz, which I thought looked like the Fenty Original Gloss Bomb. I have posted on my Instagram, I think there's like a short review on these. Maybe I just posted a picture of these. But I will say I do enjoy these so far. I wouldn't say they are an exact dupe to the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and I feel like I will always be ride or die for the Gloss Bomb. But if you don't care too much about your gloss formula, these are still really nice. I personally think that the formula is a little bit thinner than the Fenty Gloss Bomb, but I, again, prefer the Fenty Gloss Bomb just a little bit more. I believe it says that this does have hyaluronic acid in these as well, so a little bit more nourishing to the lips, but so far I have been impressed with these. I would just still go for the Gloss Bomb over these if I had to choose one or the other. I did finally pick up the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I have had my eye on this for a long time. I knew I wanted to do a full face of Drugstore, even though I forgot to buy a foundation. I feel like I didn't forget to buy one. There was just not one that I was interested in, and I didn't want to just buy something just to buy it. But I have been really interested in the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of interested in the Milani foundation that they came out that's supposed to help with blue light, because I feel like Jamie Page like raves about that, and possibly Julia Adams. Someone else does. But I was itching my arm, by the way, not my boob. What am I saying? The Milani Conceal and Perfect. I used this for the first time today and I really liked it. I think I went in with a little bit too much. This is really hydrating underneath the eyes, but I haven't really noticed any creasing. And I feel like it also gives just like almost not a glossy look underneath the eyes, but just a very bright effect underneath the eyes. So off first impressions, I really like this, and I'm really excited to try this. I've recently finished up quite a few concealers, so I was ready to kind of, you know, grab a couple new concealers, give a few new ones a go. Let's jump into palettes next. I saw this, and even though I feel like NYX gets hated on for their eyeshadow formula, I just couldn't deny the color story of this. This is their Ultimate Utopia palette. I did use this on my eyes today, and I think it's pretty. The neutral matte browns were very easy to blend. Nice job, NYX. I will say I did use this shade right here, which is like this shimmery, like green red duochrome shade. I used it all over the lid, and I wouldn't say it's like the most intense shade ever, and I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more to really like gain my thoughts on it. I'll be really interested to see how some of the darker mattes perform, but I did pick that up. And then I was really interested in the Colourpop Wild Nothing palette, but someone showed like a comparison to how similar it was to the She's Got Solstice palette, which comparing the two, the She's Got Solstice palette honestly intrigued me a little bit more. So I ended up picking up the She's Got Solstice palette from Colourpop. This is what it looks like. I haven't even swatched this yet. It does look a little bit more pinky than I was originally anticipating, but I am so excited to play around with these shimmers in this palette. So really excited about that. A couple other things that I am really excited about in terms of eyeshadow. I picked up one of the NYX Foil Play Cream eyeshadows. I got the shade Borrow Q, and I actually have this on my lids today underneath that duochrome shade from the NYX palette. This does have more of like a putty-like texture, so I will be really interested to see if this dries up really quickly. But this is beautiful, you guys, and I am 100% very interested in picking up more shades in this. I love the copper tone of this. Here, I'll give you a quick swatch. It is absolutely stunning. Like, just so beautiful. So very impressed by this. If I didn't say, that's only $6. I'm definitely interested in picking up more of those. And then after I heard Andrea and Kelly rave about the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadows, I had to pick one up for myself. This feels so creamy to swatch. Like, it feels so creamy. I have not truly felt an eyeshadow that I recall feeling like that smooth and creamy. Can you guys even? Like, look at that. And I want to say these are like $3 or $4, maybe $5. I got mine in the shade 2 Ironic. This was like the only shade that they had at my Ulta, which is like a silver shade, but I feel like if you pair this with greens, you could kind of manipulate the way that the reflect pulls based on like what other eyeshadows you're pairing this with. It looks so pretty. I'm definitely interested in picking up more of these as well. And then let's segue into the last portion. I have a ton of e.l.f. products. So sticking with the eyeshadow train, I finally bit the bullet and picked up 2 of the e.l.f. bite-sized quads. I told myself I wasn't going to buy these, and then I finally caved and bought 2 of them. So I picked up the shade Berry Bad, which is this really beautiful purpley mauve toned palette. And then I also picked up Pumpkin Pie because I'm just a basic bee like that and had to pick that up. I also really wanted to give a test to the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I said when I finished up my putty primer that it wasn't my favorite primer, but like I could also see myself potentially picking it up in the future, and I was just really curious about the luminous one. I actually do have this as my primer today, and it was nice. I thought that this was a little bit, I don't want to say greasy, but a little bit thinner and not quite as thick as the original Poreless Putty Primer. What I love about the Poreless Putty Primer is it is a primer that does fill your pores, but also layers really nicely with makeup and with other primers if you want to use more than one primer. A lot of times pore filling primers will pill up on you, and I've never got that with the putty primer. I didn't get any pilling, but I also did not try to mix this with any other primers today. And I will say it gave a glow to the skin, but nothing too luminous. So I will continue to test this. I don't think that this is going to be a staple in my collection, but it was fine. Also, I got a free e.l.f. sponge for spending over a certain amount at Ulta, and I'm really impressed with the new e.l.f. sponges. I feel like in the past they've been like the hardest sponge ever. Like, it truly like hurt, like you like bruise your face using the sponge, but this one is really nice, and I'm actually really impressed. And I've been looking for a more affordable sponge. My dog just recently ate my Dose of Colors one, which I was really enjoying. So I've been on the hunt for a nice new more affordable sponge, and I have so far, this is the first day I'm using it, but I am really impressed. I did pick up 2 lip products from e.l.f. I picked up their Sheer Slick lip I don't know, sheer slick. And this is actually a lot more pigmented than I had originally anticipated it was going to be. I got mine in the shade Wild Peach, and on the lips this actually pulls a lot more red than it does peach. It is super comfortable on the lips, very glidey, very glossy, but also very thin and lightweight. So I felt like it was super comfortable. This I think would have been a really pretty shade for the summertime, so I'm kind of bummed that I have it now and it's almost fall. So I'm interested to see what other shades that they have in this, and do they have a fall shade, because I would definitely be interested in picking up a fall shade. And then this was on clearance at my Target. I don't know if it's just my Target is phasing it out or if these are truly like being discontinued, but I did pick up one of the e.l.f. tinted lip oils, and I picked mine up in the shade Coral Kiss. And this was really nice and lightweight as well, really nice and thin on the lips, felt pretty nourishing. Does have a nice tint to it, but it's still pretty sheer, so very wearable. And first impressions, I really liked this as well. And actually I do have a third lip product from e.l.f. You guys know I love my balms, so I definitely wanted to try their Ride or Die lip balm, and I got mine in the shade Tough Cookie. What I will say about this is you have to be careful, especially like the first time using it, with how much you're pushing out, because a ton came out of the packaging the first time I used this, and I was like, oh my goodness. I will say this isn't like the most nourishing lip balm, but I feel like this would be a really good lip prep lip balm in the morning. Like as you're getting ready, just put this on your lips as you're getting ready to kind of get your lips ready for whatever lip product you're going to go in with. But if you were suffering from like chronically dry lips, I would recommend a more intense lip treatment. But I do like the shade on this as well. It's like a beautiful like brownie rose shade, so excited about that one. Also, I picked up the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. This looked like it could potentially be a dupe for the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I did use this on my eyes today, and I will say it is a very dry formula, so I'll be interested to see like how quickly the actual formula like really dries out. But I also enjoy that because it sets down really, really quickly on the eyes. It definitely does have pigment to it. In my video today, my eyelids were stained and it easily covered the stained lids, so I'm impressed with this. I'm just a little bit worried that this is going to dry out really quickly, so more to come on that. But first impressions, I did really like it. Again, I liked how quickly it set down. Sometimes with eye primers it just takes so long for it to set down that it becomes annoying, and that set down like right away. And then finally, I have two mists that I picked up from e.l.f. First, I have their Hydrating Coconut Mist. I had tested this today as a in-between makeup step, sort of like refresh spray, as well as a priming spray, and I'm excited to continue to test this out this way. This feels really nice and refreshing on the skin, but I don't know how much it actually does to like set down your makeup. In terms of a priming spray, it does say that it is supposed to hydrate the skin, refresh your makeup, and it has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. So as I mentioned in the video I filmed today, this might be a nice priming spray, especially if you're going in with a hydrating primer, because the hyaluronic acid is really going to draw the moisture in from your hydrating primer, giving you a super, super hydrated effect. So more to come on this, but I so far have been enjoying this. This does have a strong coconut scent, so if you don't like the scent of coconuts, this would be a skip for you, but I really like this. And then finally, I wanted to test out the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist up to 16-hour wear. I wanted to see if this was a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is the first time I've tried it today, but the mister on this is so nice, you guys. So much better than the Urban Decay All Nighter in my opinion, and it has this really nice light fresh scent to it that I really enjoy. I feel like when you use the Urban Decay All Nighter, you can really smell like the alcohol in it, and even though this one does have alcohol as its second ingredient, it doesn't smell like alcohol. So I'll be really interested to see if this does truly make my makeup last longer, and if so, I'll be really excited to purchase this in the future over the Urban Decay All Nighter. But again, more to come on that. Whew, after that, that is going to wrap up my affordable makeup haul, drugstore makeup haul. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what products you have recently picked up from the drugstore, or do you have any recommendations for me? I would love to know if you guys have tried any of those NYX cream shadows, or if you've tried the like metallic single shadows from Essence, because I am super excited about those and would love shade recommendations from you guys if you have tried them and have any that you love. Other than that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you have made it till the end, thank you so much for sticking around and supporting my channel as you always do, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.